Some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now. For now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud.
Yes, my peoples, big up yourself, big up the whole Metric community. I'm all ill right now, bro. I've all come on. This is what I'm saying. This is how dedicated I am to the community. I have to still make it here, 4 o'clock. Yeah? Come on, man. You know we're doing what we do. So make sure you got smash the like, my peoples. I'm not feeling well, so I might take it a bit slow. But we're going to get into everything regardless. If you're new, subscribe, smash the likes. Let's get this thing down bananas. Let's get it. Let me just put this down so any updates that come true will know straight away. Cool, my peoples, man. I'm going to share my screen. So we've got this news about Sadiki. Look at this geezer. Obviously, Sadiki's Congolese, so I know him. I'm often with him. You know what I'm saying? Familiar. I watch him for the Congo team, etc. And he's an okay player. He runs around and all of that. But he's going to be going AFCON. So I don't know if there's any truth in this, man. He's going to be going AFCON January. So I don't know. Is it a thing where we get him and then he comes in after January? He comes in after AFCON, sorry. Remember, AFCON will be done the 20th of December, latest. That's when the final is. So what's the situation with Sadiki? Who knows? But this is what Sash just come out and said today, 6 hours ago, as you can see. He says, Manchester United are monitoring Sunderland midfield Noah Sadiki, having already made contact with his camp earlier this season. And then obviously my man always puts his opinion. I don't know why he puts his opinion in there all the time. We don't want to hear his opinion. But cool, yeah. Sadiki, man, he's a good player, man. I think he's an okay player. He's okay. He's not nothing mad. He's not nothing serious. Get him off the bench and he'll put in a little shift. He's got a bit of pace to him, etc. But I don't think he's anything special. I don't think he's anything mad. I don't even think he should be over 30 million, to be honest with you. I don't know how much he got bought for. Obviously, he came into Sunderland this year when they bought a lot of players, Sunderland, and they all came from different clubs. So it's even mad that the way that they all gelling together, which is crazy. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know too much about him. All I know is he came this year. I'll find out exactly what team he came from so it can make a bit more sense. Noah Sadiki. But he's a midfielder. Remember, we're looking at a little cheap midfielder because we know we're not going to be able to get any of our serious midfielders till the summer. So this is more or less Sadiki. He's 20 years old. He's Congolese. 21 million is his market value. He can play as an attacking midfielder. Defensive midfielder and CM is his main, that's like his main position. And obviously he had a good game against Liverpool, good game against Chelsea, Everton. So he's been okay. He hasn't been too bad. He hasn't been all good. He's not a guy that's got like goals and assists in his game. He's a man that just runs around. Do you know what I'm saying? And he barely comes off, as you can see, 90 minutes, 89, 89, 90, 90, 90, 89. Only against Man City when they lost 3-0, they just took him off. But apart from that, he plays more or less every game, as you can see. So, boy, I reckon it could be like a 25, 30 million max. Sunderland ain't getting relegated. So it's not going to, they might not even have it. They might say, nah, bro, we want our money for him. So that's Sadiki for you. Let me show you more about him. Where has he come from? What team did he come from before? Club Brugge. What's that there on the right? So he came from Union St. Gilles. Where is that one there? I've seen them in Europa, I think they are in. So yeah, look, they play Genk, etc. Belgium. He's come from Belgium. He's Congolese, but he's come from a Belgian team. And then he's obviously moved to Sunderland. And that's who we're dealing with, Sadiki. But he's doing his thing. He's okay. I don't think he's anything special, though, man. I don't think it's anything to get excited about. He's not going to come and overhaul our midfield. Would Amrin even play him? He might bench him. He might be a guy that just comes off the bench and then he puts in a little shift. I don't think we even play him like he's a man that comes in and starts or anything like that. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But this is the situation with Sadiki. And it's just Man United are monitoring him. Like I said, he's Congolese. He's going to AFCON, which is Monday. Monday is the deadline. And that's why we've got a little issue with the Mbeumo, Ahmad stuff, which we're going to get into in a minute. So we'll see what happens, man. If he's a choice and we make it happen, how much do we think he's going to be? Remember, Premier League, everyone moves stingy with their money. People will start saying they want 50 million for him, Sunderland. Especially it being January as well. They might start moving, man. No, we want to keep him. We don't want to sell him. It's crazy. So we don't know what's going to happen, man. But that's Sadiki for you lot anyway. Man United are monitoring him, and we've made contact with his camp. Not with Sunderland. We've made contact with his camp. So we're just chatting to his camp. It could be just, yeah, how much you reckon he wants? We might come for him in the summer. It could be anything. It could be us putting out PR to say that, listen, we got other options instead of Belieber, Anderson, etc. So we'll see what happens, man. That's the Sadiki stuff. We'll speak about some other stuff in a sec. This is Adam Wharton. So Man United are reportedly ready to drop an 87 million bid to land Adam Wharton in January after making the Crystal Palace star their #1 target. 87 million. I don't think Ben Jacobs was sitting there saying that it's going to be 65 million, only going to go up if he signs a new contract, which he hasn't. He hasn't signed a new contract. So how does it go from 65 to 87 million? I don't know. He hasn't signed a new contract. So I don't know what's going to happen with Wharton, but this is team talk. I always take team talk with a pinch of salt. They're just like aggregators. They just put the news together. They will talk about a news from Fabrizio and then talk about a news from the Sun. So team talk, you take it with a pinch of salt. You don't take it too serious. That's why I didn't put on my thumbnail, new bid, Adam Wharton, team talk, can't trust him. So I said, nah, I'm not even gonna gas that one up too much. I'll keep it subtle. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's meant to be our #1 target. We know it's a merry-go-round. Everyone said it, innit? Man United, Man City, and Liverpool all want a midfielder. Tottenham as well, maybe, if they don't sign Paulina. We all want a midfielder in the summer. Or maybe January. And it's Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson, and Belieber. So it's going to be like a merry-go-round. Whoever doesn't get whoever. So if we make Champions League and Liverpool don't, Wharton might choose us. If Liverpool make Champions League and we don't, Wharton might choose them, and then we're left with Anderson, or Anderson can go City, we're left with Belieber. There's talks, obviously, that Belieber is saying, regardless, he wants to go to Man United. He don't want to go nowhere else. So I don't know, man. It's a weird one, man. This whole situation is just crazy. And since the market, obviously, I'm here every day. So since the market closed in August, September the 1st, let's say, every single day or so is always Wharton, Belieber, Anderson. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of which one it's going to be. And it's reliable ones coming out and saying it. Belieber's still there, but it's not going to be 100 million anymore. Then Ben Jacobs comes out yesterday and says it's going to be 100 million still. That's what Brighton want. They only want 100. Like, it's so confusing that you just don't understand no more. Wharton is 65 million at this time, but if he signs a new contract, it's going to go up naturally. So that's the situation with Wharton. So why would we bid 87 million if he hasn't signed a new contract? It doesn't even make sense. This is what I'm trying to say. Nothing makes sense. Elliot Anderson, Manchester City want him as well. We want him. But Thomas Tuchel's apparently told him, do not get on no, do not, if you stay at Nottingham Forest, you are getting on that plane to the World Cup. All I want to see is you playing. As long as you're playing, I can bring you to the World Cup. So even if you was to get relegated, I don't care. As long as you're playing, you're coming. So this is the situation with all of this, man. It's just up and down, man. It's just crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know which one to actually sit down and say we're going to go for him. So that's Wharton for you lot anyway. So Man United are reportedly ready to drop an 87 million bid to land Wharton in January after making the Crystal Palace star their #1 target. I don't believe in it, but it is what it is. We've got this about Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, they're saying that, listen, Man United are considering to sell Bruno Fernandes reportedly for 70 million. Deals for players like Anderson and Belieber need to be funded through outgoing transfers. So it's a weird one, man. It's so weird, man. Bruno's just different. This guy's in a different position. He's playing way more back than he usually plays, and he's still creating chances galore. He's doing a madness. So a lot of people don't like him because they'll say he's grenade launcher and da-da-da-da-da. But bro, he still does loads of stuff. Look at that goal the other day with Mason Mount. Like, he can just pull that out of the bag. There's a lot of players, you might get rid of him and then we can't replace him properly. It's crazy. So it is what it is, man. But apparently we want 70 million. There was talks about us wanting about 80 million or 60 million before already. It already came out ages ago that we will take something in the summer for him. And then obviously his wages will come off. Saudi really want him. I think he's coming up to be 32 next year, etc. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Ineos, I think they left it to him last time. Remember when he was chatting, when his agent was talking to Saudi, they left it to him. They offered him 700k a week, anything. And there's been talks that they still want him. We know Casemiro was more or less going to go. Ugarte could leave as well. Mainly, we don't know, but Bruno's a mad one. So we don't know, man. But deals for players like Anderson and Belieber need to be funded through outgoing transfer. I don't know how true that is because we were going to get Belieber before we even sold any player. Before Anthony went, before Hoyland went, before Garnacho went, we was ready to pay Belieber money. So I don't know how true that is. And I don't know if we're going to get two midfielders like that are Prem proven. We might get one midfielder that's Prem proven and then go and get like a Stiller or something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. But Bruno Fernandes, remember there was talks about this already. So it could be 70 million. We're considering to sell. I don't think we're considering to sell. Like we're putting it out there. We want to sell him. I think it's a thing where if he goes, he goes. And if you want to come for him, give us 70 million, you can have him. That's it. Obviously, it's up to Bruno. He's got a contract. If he says yes, you can have him. I think it's like that. I don't think it's like we're putting him up for sale. Yeah, come and get Bruno 70 million. Nah. I don't think they'll ever push him out like that. He's the captain. That don't really happen with captains at clubs. They need that player around. So that's a situation with Bruno Fernandes, man. We'll see what happens with him, man. 70 million pounds. Let me know. Would you not take that? Would you not think that's good enough for someone like Bruno? A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. It's like you're never in the middle. A lot of people are not in the middle with Bruno. It's either you love him or you hate him. It's one or the other. Crazy, bro. Obviously, Iriola came out today and spoke about, he had a press conference and you know how they're going to summarize it so crazy. So it just looks mad. I love to coach at Old Trafford. He's obviously talking about when he's there and he speaks about the atmosphere and everything. And obviously he's won. He's beat us 3-0, I think, twice. So that's all it is. But they're making it seem like he's saying he wants to be the manager of Old Trafford. Like, he's not saying that at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be very disrespectful for him to come out and say, I would love to coach at Old Trafford. Like, I want to be the manager. No manager would say that. They barely even talk about players on the opposite team. Like, no, he's not my player. Why would they go and disrespect a manager? And most of them are actually friends as well. So, obviously, Iriola, this is what he's saying. And yeah, man, I don't think they've got any injuries like that. I haven't seen anything come out like they've got any doubts. We've got loads of doubts, which I'm going to get into in a second. But I don't think they've got any injuries or anyone we got on attack for. Semenyo's obviously, he's not in the best form that he was on, but he's still a threat. So yeah, look, they don't have any injuries like that. Oh, they do have a few injuries. No, they don't. This is weird. Look at this. This is what foot mobs tends to think about this situation. They say, look, Senesi's injured. I don't know this geezer. I don't know this geezer. Lewis Cook is suspended. I think too much yellow cards or something. Ryan Christie and Dwalk. He's a Liverpool player, I think. So, yeah, they haven't got no serious injury. Their main team's more or less there. David Brooks and all of that. This is what, obviously, they think is going to be the lineup. They're just guessing from days before, etc. And that's more or less their main team. That's more or less their main team. Obviously, unless Senesi's not, Senesi plays. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're saying, man. I don't know. But he hasn't come out and said anything crazy. He hasn't come out and said anyone's a doubt or anything like that. He's just saying, yeah, we've got the same team that we had in our last game. I can't remember who they played. Was it Chelsea? And yeah, that's about it, basically. So that's Bournemouth for you lot, man. That's Iriola. So that's the Sadiki thing. And then we've got this stuff here. Look at this. I don't know how true this is, man. This is why I don't see some things. I don't want to put it in the thumbnail, man. I don't like gassing people up. But look at this. Man United are not the only Premier League club monitoring Ethan Nwaneri's situation at Arsenal. And what's happening these days is some of these guys, they're youngsters. They've just broke through. They've had a little played for about 3 months because there was injuries. And then now they're expecting to play every single game. And when they're not playing every single game, it's like they feel like they're entitled to play every game. Do you get it? That's what it's coming across as. That's how the journalists are trying to put it. Like, basically, like he's angry because he's not playing anymore. Do you remember, like, before Eze was there, he wasn't. Now they've got so much depth. They've got Martinelli to come off the bench. Trossard comes off the bench. Madueke can come off the bench. Imagine they start with Saka and Eze. How they started at Crystal Palace. Eze, Saka, Odegaard. You've got Martinelli to come off. Trossard's got to come off the bench. Madueke's got to come off the bench before Nwaneri. That's four. You're fourth in the pecking order, but he's a youngster. So it is what it is, bro. Like, sometimes these things happen, but they're trying to play it as if he's looking at it and saying, bruv, I might as well leave. I don't think it's that deep where he wants to leave. He just signed a new contract. It's calm. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're monitoring these situations. Everyone's probably monitoring these situations to see what's going on. But I doubt he goes anywhere. And I don't think we go and get him. Could we get him on loan? Would they do that? Would they let him go? Would he want to go? Who knows? But this is what happens when you got so much depth. They're trying to be like Man City and have loads of depth. This is what happens. There's too much players to play with. The egos will get touched, of course. And obviously he's young. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he should be sitting there and thinking about this. But then you've got players like Trossard that he's not happy. Sometimes he'll score a goal, he won't even celebrate because he's not starting. Do you know what I'm saying? Martinelli might be sitting there saying, bro, I'm not even getting a chance. Madueke. It's crazy. So Nwaneri, they're trying to basically make a story out of nothing. That this geezer is stressed out because he's not getting any playing time. But I don't think he's stressed out. I think he's calm. I think the situation's calm. Obviously, he's not playing as much, but probably he's young. Like, he just broke through literally a season or so ago. Like, give the guy some time. I don't think it's anything serious. Do you know what I mean? I think Indicala spoke about Nwaneri as well. Like that Man United or something. I don't know how true that is, man. But that's the stuff about Nwaneri. So there's nothing really to it. But they've got mad depth, man. And you got to look at even like Man City. They had mad depth at one stage. Foden wasn't playing. No one put anything on Foden. No one said anything. There wasn't no talks of Foden to Man United or Arsenal or something. So they just pick and choose who they know they can go for. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the situation with that. So cool. Let's get into some of the press conference. The press conference talk so we can see what's going on. Look at this. So we got boy Onana. Andre Onana will not feature in AFCON. So there's bare conflicted reports with this geezer. 1 minute he's going to feature, then he's not. Then the coach has been sacked because they haven't made the World Cup. They haven't made the World Cup. So he's coached. The coach got sacked. They said, yeah, you're a myth. Got rid of him. And then there was talks about, wait. Let's read this quickly. Wait. Andre Onana will not feature at the African Cup of Nations, which is the AFCON, of course, yeah? What's this? Let's see this quickly. What's this? Samuel Eto'o, who recently marked his 4th year as president of Feka Foot, is locked in bitter feud with national team manager Mark Brees, who is apparently refusing the sack. Oh my gosh. What is happening over there? So basically, they lost the game that could have got them in the World Cup. When they lost that game, they said that they're going to sack the manager. The manager was meant to be sacked. So there's talk that came out last night, literally, that Onana's back in the team because the manager's been sacked. The manager don't like Onana, and he's been sacked now. And then now there's talks that this guy's refusing to be sacked. Only in Africa. Only in Africa, you know, they do madness like that where they're going to refuse to get sacked. Only Africa or Turkey is the only 2 places I know that someone will do something crazy like that. The Turkish league is crazy as well. So Onana is basically, I'm not going to stay on him for too long because he's not really a Man United player anymore. And Fabrizio said when he comes back, we're going to look for a loophole to get him out. We don't even want him to stay. So I'm not even going to touch on him for too long. But yeah, apparently he's refusing the sack. So he ain't going to AFCON. It is what it is. This is the press are more or less just broken down. Instead of sitting there and reading mad quotes for ages, this is what Amrin more or less just said about it. And he said, listen, Harry Maguire and De Ligt are out of the game. So they're fully out. Everyone came out when De Ligt got injured and said, it's a little knock. It's nothing major, bro. The guy's missed it's coming up to a month of games. Remember, we play 1 game a week. He's missed about 3 games. So what is really going on? They said it's nothing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Oh, it's minor. Bro, he's missed about 3 games already. So how bad is this injury? It's not that bad, they said. So Harry Maguire and De Ligt are both out for the game. So that's basically Aiden Heaven against Evan Nilsson, which is a bit mad. Because Evan Nilsson, he's a man that gets on the end of them crosses. Benjamin Sesko is a doubt because he has food poisoning. So obviously he's probably vomiting, etc. He ain't been able to train as well as they want him to. The club will have clarity tomorrow regarding Ahmad and Mbeumo and Mazarawi's ability due to AFCON. Amrin says Iriola is a special manager and Bournemouth play like a big team. They press really strongly and are direct. Amrin says Mount is a very smart player who is technical. He balances the team very well. So this is the situation. What I put in the title about Ahmad and Mbeumo and Mazarawi. He said he don't know if they're going to play. He said he doesn't know if they're allowed to play. They haven't even been told. So they might not even play. And let me show you why this is not fair. This is not fair. Let me show you why. Because they've said till Monday the 15th is when everyone has to think. Monday the 15th is when all the players have to go to AFCON. So you've got all this weekend. You've got this game. Right, you've got this game tomorrow. All of these games tomorrow. That's fine. All the African players can play there. Yeah? Belieber can play for Brighton. Is Guy even back from headbutting trying to move to his own player at Old Trafford? I don't know if Adrissa Gay's back, but he might be back. For example, Bassi and all of these players that are going AFCON, they can play tomorrow. It will be. That's fine. Cool. And then you get to Saturday, and then you got Crystal Palace. They've got a few players. I think they might be going AFCON. Man City, you got Ait Nouri and all of that. Mamouche. Everyone's got players that are going to AFCON. But it's all fine. Sunderland have got 7 players. Sadiki, that's in the thumbnail. He's going AFCON with 7 other players. This is what I'm trying to say. Wan-Bissaka, West Ham, he's playing. It's fine. But you put us on the 15th, and that's the day you want everyone to go AFCON. So everyone in this weekend can play, but there's a question mark on us because we've been put on the 15th. We haven't chose to be put on the 15th. We didn't play Europe this week. Bournemouth never played Europe this week. Why are we playing on Monday? We're playing on Monday because so you lot can get your TV rights. That's all it is. So you lot can have a day that every single person watches the football at 8 o'clock because that's the only thing on. If there was a game on today, everyone's going to watch that game. And that's what they've been doing with us for the last few weeks. West Ham was on the first Thursday. It was just us. Everyone played on Wednesday and Tuesday. The last game we played was, who did we play last? It's just us. They just keep dealing with us like this. We're always singled out the way they've been doing it. Look at that. Crystal Palace was at 12:30. No problem. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Thursday, that was just us with West Ham. Wolves on a Monday. Only us. Nobody else was involved. Even when we played Everton and we lost to the 10-man, that was us on a Monday by ourselves again. So I don't know what's going on now. Like they just keep singling us out. Obviously, I know it's the TV rights and the revenues, etc. It's all gonna gain. It's Manchester United. We've got one of the biggest fan bases in England, and the whole world's watching, especially when it's the only game on anyway. Do you understand? And then look, next week we got Aston Villa, 4:30. We're the only game on that day in the Premier League. Imagine a Sunday where there's only one game on at 4:30. We are the only game on in that week there. So this is what I'm trying to say. This is what's going on. They're dealing with us a bit mad. But that's not going to be fair if you let all of these players for all these other teams play for AFCON, and then you turn around and you go, nah, on the 15th, Ahmad, Mbeumo, and Mazarawi can't play. That's crazy. You're taking the piss. You're mocking us. So that's the situation with AFCON. Is 15th, everyone's got to be gone. But why can't they just play and then get on the plane and leave straight away? Why have they got to be gone straight away? That doesn't even make no sense. So I don't know, man. But they're taking the piss with that one there still. I'll be real. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that one. Obviously, we're going to find out tomorrow. I'll be here and I'll give you an update on what happens. So Amran says Iriola is a special manager and they're trying to put in the press that Iriola is basically saying, I'm going to take your spot. I love coaching at Old Trafford, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. So that's that. That's the injured player, etc. Let me get a few of these comments and we'll get into the rest of the news. Like I said, there's way more news. I'm going to summarize what's going on as well for those that just come in the chat. Do me a favor, guys. Just smash the like button. I really appreciate it. It does wonders. You don't know what's going on. Metric community, Man United, big up yourself, man. I hope you're good, man. You're always in there. Big up yourself, AP. I hope you're good. Yeah, man. Man United tax as well. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm forgetting that. Anyone you go for in January, they're going to bump you anyway because you got to overpay. That's anyone in January. And on top of that, you got the United tax that we're trying to get rid of slowly. So it could be a little madness still. What's up, Mitch? Been a minute. And Sadiki for me would be an amazing sign on what I've seen. But we should start buying experience, especially in the midfield. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But how much do you reckon that we pay for him, though? How much do you reckon he goes for, Sadiki? Because you know what's going on with Premier League already. And it's like they're not getting relegated. This is not a Wolves situation where you go in there and just take their player for the low. You know what I'm saying? They're not going nowhere. And they're in a top 6. I would say top 4, but you know they're going to drop off. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're in a top 6 hunt, bro. Look at them. They're in 9th at the moment. And literally, you know, from, let's say, Crystal Palace in fourth, 26 points. Bam, look at that. 1 point, 26 points. Sunderland to Liverpool. 26 points. So from fourth all the way to 10th is 3 points. So anyone lose, draw, or win from 10th to 4th, it's just going up and down like a yo-yo. If we win a game and Crystal Palace lose, we're third. It's just so mad. 4th, sorry. Like, it's so crazy, bro. And then you look at Tottenham, Newcastle, and Bournemouth. They're like not far as well. If Tottenham play before us, which they are, and Newcastle, and they win, they go on top of us. You know what I'm going to say? It's so meaty. Like, the league is so close. Anything can happen. When you look at the bottom, I think the bottom's got the biggest gap within 8 points. Look, from Wolves to Burnley is the biggest gap of 8 points. There's no gap like that in the league. So the league is tight. So Sunderland might do wonders, man. Sunderland might do wonders when they want to keep their players because they're not on this. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Sunderland might do wonders. I'll be real. I like Sunderland as well. I want them to do well. We need a midfielder and a wing back. Who would you suggest though, Kwaku? Who would you suggest? Because it's evident that we want Belieber, Anderson, and that, but we don't think that they're going to be accessible in January. That's the problem. Who you don't let me know who you don't think is accessible. That's why the Sadiki one, I'll put him on my thumbnail. João Gomez and these guys. Because I know that it's very likely that it could happen. So that's it, man. Sesko may be available, but has food poisoning, so he's not available. Let's just call it what it is. He's not available. It's not going to happen. Maguire and De Ligt are definitely out. It's not happening. So this is the stuff, man. Obviously, Samuel Lockhurst has come out and said it as well. He said, bruv, Ruben says we don't know if Mazraoui and Mbeumo and Ahmad can play against Bournemouth on Monday. That is mad. And remember, Bournemouth are a team that's got a lot of pace. They're always running around. Why are we trending? Why is Man United trending? We're always trending, aren't we? But we're trending again. For what? What is it, a press conference or something? Let me go on it and see what's going on. But yeah, we need our players, man. We need our fast runners, man. Someone like Mbeumo as well with that pace. We need it. Why are we trending, bro? No one even knows why we're trending. We're just trending because we're Man United. Crazy. So yeah, man, we'll see. We'll know by tomorrow about the AFCON situation. Hopefully they can play, man, because that will be a blow and that will be a bump. They would have mocked us. Everybody can play this weekend. You've put us on Monday because of the TV rights and our players can't play. That's a joke thing. So we're going to know tomorrow about AFCON. Hopefully they say yes, they can play and then get straight on the plane and then boom, boom, boom. We'll leave it like that type of thing. So let's go to United, Josh. And then I'll show you a lot more news about Man United. And obviously, you get a better understanding, etc. What's going on? That's the pre-Bournemouth press conference in full. What's this now? So this is Lenny Euro has generously donated 1,500 to Just Giving page for a woman battling stage 4 peritoneal cancer. Former Corrie actor Luca Toulan, who played Mason Ratcliffe in the ITV soap, set up a 24-hour charity stream to raise money for a brave businesswoman called Carla Jordan. And several eagle-eyed fans spotted a contribution from 20-year-old Euro sometime before the United's game against West Ham last Thursday. Big up Euro, man. Big up Euro. I always think that, why don't footballers just go ham? Like, they got money for days, but someone like Euro, young as well, is going out of his way. That's lovely, man. It's a good gesture. You've got all these other guys on 25 and 30Ks, whatever, like, sorry, 300K a week and that. Come on, you could just go and pay for the whole thing. But man can't tell no one what we want them to do with their own money. You get me? So it is what it is. Those at Carrington are adamant that things are becoming much better at United, whatever the score. Well-placed sources say the new building at the training ground has had a profound effect with its state-of-the-art facilities and communal environment. It's not the same as it used to be, said one long-serving United source familiar with the turbulent times. So, you know, they spent 50 million on that. Of course, it's going to be better. United Insider accepted that the most experienced players at the club are bound to cop a raw deal. It is noticeable that Shaw no Dallo ever complain if they get any grief. Yeah, of course. You have to, though. Why would you complain? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're a senior player. You've been here for over 9. Dallo's probably been here for over 6 years. 5 years. Luke Shaw's been here coming up to nearly 10. Brother, what are you going to complain about, bro? You're lucky to even be here. And with this new Ineos structure, what they're doing is, yo, 2 years, 18 months to 2 years, you're not thinking, skip out. Literally. You're not performing in 18 months to 2 years, safe. See you later, pal. That's what they're on, and that's what they've done with Hoyland. So why would you? Like, it is what it is. What, Man United, this is one of the biggest clubs. This is what's going to happen. And you lot have got it easy. Look at someone like Xerxes. Xerxes came, got booed off from his own fans. Not that it was him, just the fact that it was someone coming off at that time. I don't know why they booed anyways. You should never boo your fans anyway. Boo your own players. Unless they're obviously doing bullshit. But, come on, man. Xerxes got booed off. He could have left, could have took the easy route out in January and just cut out last season. He said, no, I'm going to fight for my place. And then he started playing well all the way to April. Then he got injured at St. James Park and was like, oh my God. He got to a stage where like, I can't believe Xerxes not going to play. Hoyland is what we started dealing with. It got so bad, the whole Manchester United fan base was asking for Chido Obi to start. That's how bad it got last season. This is what I'm trying to say. So you lot have been here for that long. You should be able to take everything on the chin, but we've got people coming in for one season, getting it raw, rough. You know what I'm saying? So there's no feeling sorry for you, bro. It is what it is, man. So that's the situation with that anyway. What's this about Leacher? Oh, yeah, Leacher. We don't know if he's going to play, though, man. I don't know if he's going to play. You know Amrin, he likes to settle people in. When Cunha came in and Mbeumo, Sesko, there was always getting little minutes there and there and there. So I don't know if he plays. Do you know what I'm saying? And the way Bournemouth are pressing, they're press machines. Do we want someone like Lissandro playing that game where he's not the fastest in the world, and he just came back from injury. So does he need to be running up and down like that? I don't know. I don't know if you risk him for that game there. So we'll see what happens with that one there, man. So weird one. This is some talks about the FA Cup game with Brighton. Man United will face Brighton in the Emirates FA Cup third round at Old Trafford on Sunday, the 11th of January. The match kicks off at 4:30 and will be broadcast live by TNT Sport. Both sides will have 3 full days rest prior to the fixture as United travel to Burnley and Brighton visit Man City. Yeah, Brighton are in Manchester that whole weekend. They're going to Man City. 3 days later, they're at Old Trafford. So do they just stay in Manchester then? Do you know what I'm saying? Literally. I don't know if that goes for us or against us that they're playing Man City. We're playing Burnley. We might have to grind out a result, but we might not run as much. Man City, they might be on their toes. Same thing, actually, innit? More or less, yeah. So, nah, because Brighton, they don't really sit back. Brighton will try and take it to you a bit. So, I don't know. It's crazy, but I know Minte is not going AFCON. So, Belieber won't be there for that game. If Cameroon are still in the competition, of course. But Minte isn't going to AFCON, so Minte will still be there. Welbeck's doing what he needs to do. We won't have Mbeumo and Ahmad, and that's who caused them the most problems this season. So it is where it is. It's a mad one still. So we'll see. But that's remember, they're in Manchester that whole weekend, which is madness. Scouts from Liverpool and Manchester United and Leeds were in attendance at the MCH Arena on Thursday. Secure, I can't even pronounce that team, but I'm just going to call them Mid. Mid secured a 1-0 against Genk in the Europa League. Officials from Liverpool, Man United and Leeds were present. There's no mention of the players that the Man United, Liverpool, Leeds came to watch, but the Premier League trio and others very likely watched. Dario Osorio, Arau Simsa, and Mikel Golgoza. So this is just some stuff from yesterday that basically some scouts were there. So they don't know who they're watching. We just scouted a player. Nothing new, guys. Yeah, we scout someone every day. So it's nothing too serious. What's that there, Chris? How you like Sunderland? You forgot 2012 then. I know, but I like them now, man. Now I just like them. Because you know what it is? I don't know what it is, man. There's just something about them that I just like. I don't know what it is. Ahmad is what made me start liking Sunderland. It's Ahmad. Because he went on loan there and I had to watch him. Remember, Eric Ten Hag didn't want him. He's gone on loan to Sunderland. I started watching Ahmad. And their manager's cool. Chris Mowbray used to be called. I used to watch them and I used to be like, this guy, I like these guys, man. I want them to win because of Ahmad. I wanted Ahmad to score and them to win. Do you get it? So I started supporting them kind of like that. Like every time I watch the championships for them, and then obviously they've come into the Prem and Newcastle's tried to force this rivalry with us. So now Newcastle's trying to do this United thing. I'm like, nah, I'm with the Mackhams. I want them, man, to do their thing. So I like them, man. I really like Sunderland still. Big up them. So this is, look, UA92, founded by Gary Neville and his fellow members of the class of 92, is set to use several suites within the Sir Bobby Charlton stand as teaching spaces from January 2026. So they're going to be teaching in there. Hundreds of young people pursuing degrees and other qualifications, blah, blah, blah. Nothing special, nothing that we really care about or need to know. This is more or less the same thing as well. Expand a new campus, blah, blah, blah. This is one of the young boys, Sam Mantha, and he's set to leave Man United in the January transfer window. Discussions have taken place regarding the youngster's future, and United are willing to make concessions to allow Mantha to leave as early as possible after his summer move collapsed. He's 21, he's keen to leave United in an effort to kickstart his career in the professional game, and he's attracting interest from clubs in Turkey, Germany, and Greece. 21, man. 21, and this is kind of one of the first times I've heard his name. I've seen his name, but I've never like heard him. You know when you've heard of JJ Gabriel and Lacey and Bian Cherry and whatever, Mantato, you've heard their names. Like they do whatever they do in the under 21s and under 18s. I've never really heard his name, and he's 21 now. So it just shows it is time to go anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is where it is, man. And that's what we're doing anyway. We're building up our academy to it gets to a stage where if you're not good enough, you can go. If you are good, we'll give you a little try. You can go on loan. Look at Harry Amaz. We sent him on loan, and he's winning Championship Player of the Year, of the month, sorry. Like stuff like that. Like, so it is where it is, man. So goodbye, man, Sam Mantha, man. We'll see what happens with him. Boom, boom, boom. Sully's come out with a banger. Look at this. So Sully gave us some breaking news at 4:50 about 10 minutes ago, and he's basically just said, listen, Matthias de Ligt has been having extra treatment set by the club this week to deal with a minor back issue, described more as a soreness rather than an injury. Man United taking precautionary steps, return expected soon if rehab goes well. This is what I'm saying, because so much people came out and said, it's minor. Ben Jacobs and that, oh, it's minor, it's nothing special. So man was saying it's minor, and this guy's been out for like 2-3 games. This is what I was saying. Someone's got to come out and say something about this. So Sully's just come out and told us, listen, it's not that deep that people think it is. It's calm. Suppose I hate them also because I like Coventry. Yeah. They got a madness for Coventry, yeah. Yeah, I like Sunderland. Sunderland's my peoples, man. I've liked them from the Championship. I was rooting for them even in what's that thing called? When they play the playoffs, I was rooting for them. I think they're playing Sheffield United, I think it was. I was rooting for them. So yeah, that's Sully, man. Sully's just come out and showed us that. What's this about Mason Mount? This is the stat that came out from Sky Sports yesterday, and it said Man United have won 5 Premier League games in 7 when Mason Mount starts, compared to 2 when he doesn't. And that's just the press. That's just, remember, you know, every single manager has a player that they love because of their style. And Mason Mount is what Amrin loves for this style. But then sometimes he's trying to force all of them in the team, which is only right. Cunha on the left, and Mbeumo on the right, Sesko up top. Now we can't do that. So we already know what team we're going with. We're going with Cunha, Mount, hopefully Mbeumo on the right. If not, it's probably going to be Bruno. And then we'll have Ugarte in the middle with Casemiro. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's that. And then Amrin, understand, he's frustrated about the AFCON issue with Man United in the dark over their 3 starters, etc. Hansi Flick said some stuff about Rashi, and he basically said, this is from the Athletic as well. So he said, I try to speak to every player when they're not selected. The last time I checked with him, he replied, me, boss, you don't have to tell me about your decisions. The most important thing is the team. We have to win the 3 points. The rest is not that important. This is the perfect mentality. I'm so happy to have him. There's talks about Rashford. Obviously, are they going to take him? Are they not? Are they going to sign him with a permanent? Barcelona are taking the piss with this situation. And I'll tell you how. What's happened is, basically, we've told them 30 million euros you can sign Rashford. That's like 24 million pounds, which is crazy. Do you understand? So cool. He's gone over there. I think he's got the most goals and assists, or something, most assists over there in La Liga or something like that. He's doing what he needs to do. He's coming off the bench and he's performing. Now, Barcelona are saying, we don't want to sign him for 24 million. We want to get him for less. We want to get him for about 20 million euros or 25 million euros. So that's going to add up to about 18 million, 16 million. Now they're just mocking it. And then there's talks and rumors coming out saying that Rashford is saying when he comes back on loan, if they don't pay that 30, he only wants Barca. He's on 300k. I only want Barca, so do the maths. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He only wants Barca. He's on 300k. He's not in the manager's plans. We're just gonna have to let him go because it's what do? Do you end up paying him these 300k, 15 million a year, or do you just concede, take the 15 million pounds, get the wage book off? It's a mad one, and this is where we're at right now. Remember, Ineos are trying to change up the thing where we're not getting bumped and bullied by other teams and Man United tax and all of that. So it's a weird one. We'll see what happens, but they seem to be happy with him. Obviously, they're always gonna say that, but we'll see what happens, man. He's doing what he needs to do anyway on the pitch. I've seen him miss a few sitters, but majority of the time, it's gone for him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens for that one there. So yeah, let me summarize what's really gone on then. So this is the news for those that's just come in the chat. Obviously, Iriola had a meeting. He had a press conference, and he just basically said, "I love to coach at Old Trafford." He won 3-0 twice. You know what I'm saying? So of course he likes Old Trafford. We had Eric Ten Hag, and then last season when we barely knew the system. So hopefully we get at them a bit better. They haven't won a game. Let me show you, look, the last time they won a game. They've been on some terrible form. Bournemouth is here. Look, let me share my screen. So this is Bournemouth here. And they have not, look at that. Lost 4-0 to Villa. Drew to West Ham 2-2. We drew to West Ham as well. We know how bad they are. And did they have a 2-0 lead? Let's check. They had a 2-0 lead, right? No, it was the other way around. They came back in the game. So cool. Let's go back to that. So that's their last couple of games. So they lost to Villa, drew to West Ham 2-2, lost to the Mackham Sunderland 3-2, and they were 2-0 up, by the way. That one, they were 2-0 up. 1-0 to Everton at home, and they just drew with Chelsea, which barely had a chance in it. There was barely anything going on. So they're at a bad run right now. If there's a time to play them, it's now. You know what I'm saying? They haven't got the confidence. They haven't won any games. They've drew, lost, drew. And they were where Crystal Palace is. Where Crystal Palace is what Bournemouth were doing to the league. They were like there, third, fourth, etc. And they just fell off. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, mate, if there's a time to play them, it's going to be now. Semenyo's not banging it in anymore. Look at that. They've only scored, what, 4 goals in the last 5 games is all they've got. 4 goals in the last 5 games. So I think this is the time, man. We should go for them, man. They've conceded 24 goals. We've conceded 22. We've scored 26. They've scored 21. So not too far away when it comes to conceding and scoring. But this is the time to go for them. So, yeah, that's what he's saying anyway, Iriola. He didn't say anything about any injuries, etc., anything crazy, but he just said, listen, I like to coach. I love to coach at Old Trafford. Obviously, talking about his own team. They're trying to spin it and pull it as if I would love to coach at Old Trafford. Like he wants to be the manager. Players barely even come out. Managers barely even come out and talk about the opposition players because they find it disrespectful. Imagine if we get linked to like Semenyo, he probably gets asked about it. He's going to say, that's not a Man United player. You know, and like that's how they do it. Why would he come and disrespect the manager? So just take it with a pinch of salt. So that's that. And then obviously we got this talk from Mark Bruce. I don't even know this geezer too well, so I would take that with a pinch of salt. He's part of Court Offside. Court Offside isn't the best place you go for news. And he's just saying Man United are considering to sell Bruno Fernandes for reportedly 70 million. I've heard something like that already in the summer. That was willing. If a bid comes in for about 60, 70 million, we'll let him go. And he turned down a 700k deal from Saudi. So would he go? Who knows? Deals for players like Anderson and Belieber need to be funded through outgoings. I don't know how true that is. I don't think that's true because we wanted to buy a Belieber last season. And that's before we sold anyone. We never sold Belieber. We never sold, Garnacho yet. Anthony. None of them players. Højlund, none of them were gone. And we had the money ready for Belieber. So that's that. We've got this. Another source that you take with a pinch of salt. You know me. If this was someone that I kind of rated, this would have been on the thumbnail. This would have been in the title. 87 million bid for Wharton in January. Blah, blah, blah. After we made him the #1 target. But I don't really believe it. Team Talk is basically a source that it's like an aggregate page. So basically, if Fabrizio was to say something, Team Talk will put it on their website as Team Talk. Obviously, they'll just pull it. Yeah, Fabrizio, I said this. Da, 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 da. If the Sun, which is the worst outlet in the world, was to come out and say something, Team Talk will pull it as well as their source. Once you get into the actual article and they've been paid, that's when you see this is from the Sun. They will tell you who it's from. So we don't know who this is from. It could be from anyone. So they say Man United are reportedly ready to drop an 87 million bid. But let me tell you why it's a bit funny. Because a lot of people have came out and said that Wharton is going to be 65 million to 70 until he signs a new deal. If he signs a new deal, it can go up to 80 or whatever they want it to be. But until he signs that new deal, it's 65 million to 70 right now. And they don't think he's going to go in January. Obviously, we could overpay. This could be true. This could be true. We go there and give them an 87 million just to overpay and get him. Because that's the only way you get players in January is when you overpay. Man City had to pay 75 million for Omar Mamouche after he had a 6-month still in Frankfurt. Do you understand? 75 million. Like, this is what I'm saying. You overpay if you're going in January. So maybe we do pay that. Who knows? But I don't think there's any truth in that. We'll see if he signs a new contract or not. We've got this about Sadiki. Sasha, he came out and said, Man United are monitoring Sunderland midfielder Noah Sadiki have already made contact with his camp. Remember that, guys, the camp. Not with Sunderland. This is not it's going to be all over the place. Apparently, we've made contact with his camp. So it could be a thing where it's true. Someone, they've made contact. Yo, how much would you want? Da, 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 da. And they've just told someone, or maybe there's nothing in it. Maybe they made contact for real, but it's just, nah, we're cool. You've asked it for too much or whatever. But he's going to AFCON. So I don't understand this one here. He's Congolese. He's going to be playing for Congo in AFCON. So I don't understand why you would go for him in January unless you're going to wait for him to come back from AFCON and then go for him. It doesn't really make no sense to me. And does he take, whose spot does he take? Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's how I feel like. I feel like Ineos, the way they've been doing their business, everyone that comes in takes a spot. Sesko's come in. Hoyland, bye. Lamens comes in. Bayende. Has anyone even heard his name since? Since Lamens has come, has anyone even seen Bayende? I don't see him warming up or anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Mason Mount had to drop to the bench when Mbeumo come. Cunha's come. Garnacho. Bye. Everyone that we've bought has come in and took someone out of the first team and gave us depth. I can't see him coming and taking out Casemiro or taking out Bruno, unless we're saying we're going to do it long term. Let's get him in. He's going to be a backup for long term, unless. But that's the situation with Sadiki. So we'll see what happens, man. I don't know, man. I like him. I think he's a good player. He hasn't showed enough. And you got to remember, this is the Prem. And this is not Sunderland that's just coming and they're fighting for relegation. This is Sunderland on a Europe push. They're trying to get Europe. You know what I mean? Look at them. They're trying to get Europe, bro. So 23, they win a game, bam. They're fourth. They're trying to push to something. Even if they get a Conference League, they're looking at it now. Everyone knows they're not getting relegated. So that's out the window, that relegation thing. Forget about that. It's what can they do? Can they finish in the top 10? And bro, the way they're moving, you wouldn't be surprised if they did. They're doing a Nottingham Forest. What Nottingham Forest done last season is what Sunderland are doing this season. You know what I'm saying? So you got to big up the Mackhams, man. But yeah, they're not. So I can't see them just selling him for anything like for some idiot peas. They're going to go in there and they're going to ask for everything that they need because they're going to say, yo, we want him. He's pushing us to where we need to be. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's sitting next to Xhaka. Xhaka's the guy that on the left side of the midfield, and then he's in there running around, doing up all the works. So I can't see him going, man, but we'll see. Apparently, we've made contact with his camp. He's going to AFCON, so I don't see how we benefit of this, and I can't see him starting over Casemiro or Bruno. But you just never know. So we're going to be here. We're going to talk about it regardless. So we'll see. We'll see if anything else comes out from that. Then we've got this about Nwaneri. Obviously, Nwaneri, I think this is just mostly like journalists just making stuff up in a sense of they can see he's not really playing. So how can I get paid today? How can I feed my family today? Who am I going to speak about that every single person is going to click or care about? Manchester United. It's simple as that. That's what I think it is. He's not playing as much as he wants to play. They've got so much depth. Look at the other day. They played Aston Villa. It was Odegaard, Eze on the left, Saka on the right. Who's on the bench for them? Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke, and then you've got Nwaneri. You're the fourth in the pecking order now. So obviously it's not that easy for you no more to come on and just change, just play. Not even come on and expect them to do anything. Just for you to play isn't as easy anymore. So that's the situation what he's dealing with. And there were talks about he's not going to sign his contract. Chelsea wanted him and da-da-da-da-da. I think he signed the contract now. But they're still sitting there saying, oh, he's not playing. How can we make a story? Ranieri. And who's people going to take it for? Man United. Let's be real. This wouldn't be on 10K views if it wasn't Man United. If they said any other team, no one will probably care. That's the situation. So I don't really rate this one here. I think it's just gas. But he's sitting on the bench. Maybe they let him go out on loan. Not January, but maybe the end of the season. I don't know. But they're stacked. And this is what happens when you get a stacked team. You can't make everyone happy. Manchester City, they're playing Real Madrid the other day. It's got to about the 80th minute. They're bringing on Mamouche and all these guys. Man, they're getting 10 minutes. They spent 75 million or whatever it was on Mamouche. And the man's getting 10 minutes now. Come on. At the Bernabeu. Madness. So I don't really rate this Ethan stuff. I think it's gas. We'll see though. We'll see if anything comes out from it and there's any truth in it. But from what I know and what I think it's just gas. Martinez should start. I think Bournemouth will run his legs out, man. Bournemouth are a team that presses galore. I don't think we should risk him for that one, but it is what it is. I hear you though. I wouldn't mind him starting. It's Old Trafford, but bro, the way that he's pressed, you just wouldn't want him. He just come from injury, running up and down, especially on the wings and that as well, getting done up. If Bruno and Mount can keep doing what they're doing, they'll be fine. Mount is playing well. Yeah, Mount's doing his thing, man. Like I just told you, 5 wins in 7 games when he started. So I think he's pivotal to this system. So we'll see what happens with that one, man. This is the press conference that Ruben Amorim done today in short. And he just said, Harry Maguire, De Ligt are out for the game. Sesko is a doubt because he had food poisoning. So he's more or less not going to play. The club will have clarity tomorrow regarding Ahmad and Mbeumo and Mazraoui. Because apparently they might not be able to play because of AFCON. But everyone else can play this weekend. Everyone else. But we're playing on Monday because they want to have their TV rights. And we don't know, basically, if they're going to be able to play. Because they said the 15th is when all the players got to leave. But why can't they play and then leave straight away? Doesn't make no sense. Amorim says that Iraola is a special manager. Blah, blah, blah. They press strongly and are direct. Amorim says Mount is a very smart player who is technical and balances the team very well. So, yeah, man, that's more or less the news, man. That's everything. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to do my little 10-minute roundup about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So anything that comes out from now all the way to 10 o'clock and everything that's happened today will be in that video. So make sure you lot put on your notification bells, smash the like, subscribe, the lot. I'll see you lot all in a bit. Bless.
Got some celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They don't be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. For now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud.